So how long have you been crabbing for?
Oh, I think I started, Adrian, about 10 years ago, or maybe even 12 when we first moved here, and it's been great fun. I do it mainly for the exercise, and it's just so beautiful and peaceful just to walk out onto the tidal flats, and and you turn around and you look back and you think, my goodness, it's like it feels like you're 5 kilometers from civilization in the middle of nowhere. It's great. It really is great. So the crabbing is actually almost just a side benefit more than anything. But and certainly over the last few years, it's the number of crab have dropped off dramatically, and the number of crabbers that come out to the bay here is just growing. It's like exponential every year. It seems to have doubled or tripled in the number of people. So, but I still go out just for the fun of it and the peace and quiet, and and the eagles flying by and the herons, and it's really quite magical. Just a small one. Too small. Okay, he's not fighting back. Alright, first thing I always have to do is make sure it's a male. I know it's a male already, but you always have to check with the back tail section here, long and narrow like this one. And you can see that the body is just is more angular than round when you see the females. And but that's the sure way to tell male from female, so you can only take the males. I think this one might actually be a little bit small, unfortunately. Gotta watch out for those pincers. So let's see. Yeah, oh, it just makes it. Okay, we're in business. We got one.
And how do you know when the best time to go out is?
Well, I usually time it towards the low tide cycle, and so usually what I do is check the tide schedule. There isn't anything specific for this side of Boundary Bay, but I just use the White Rocks tide schedule as opposed to the west side of Tsawwassen, and just time it from that, and usually go out a couple hours before the low point of the tide. And and then in the bad weather, I'll just put on some hip waders and carry on. And quite often it's even more spectacular, sort of what I call the off season, so the sort of the March, April time frame, or into the fall, September, early October. But then the tide schedules change, and it's you can't really walk out because it's always high tide during the day and too deep.
Perfect at this time of day, though, with this weather.
Look at this; it's just amazing. It's quite fun, even just to walk out and to the border marker even. I do that occasionally, and now since they've installed all those sensors, I'll just sort of give the border guards a wave when I'm out there, and hopefully give them a chuckle.